Have you seen this video
Which one?
where this pastor in church in front of the congregation, and he heals a guy who had, what is it called? This kusimamisha your thing. What is it called? What is it called? The Julus.
Is it erectile dysfunction?
Yes.
Oh, so there's the opposite. There's where it doesn't simama, and there's the one that
Simama's extra.
I apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So this guy had some erectile. It's erectile.
Yeah. Tell us in the comment section.
If you are a woman and you've grown up without someone sexually harassing you or defiling you, you should consider yourself the lucky one.
Yeah.
Like almost like maybe it's only you who's not been defiled at some point. I have experienced sexual harassment. Have you?
I have.
I could set you free. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good anytime you're watching this. Good anytime you're watching this episode at. My name is Nachi.
I'm Sharon.
And this is yet another episode of Nasha's Trends. And today we are back with another topic. Growing up as a lady, it's actually quite challenging. Now that I'm at this age, I feel for so many people who have, like, literally, if you are a woman and you've grown up without someone sexually harassing you or defiling you, you should consider yourself the lucky one.
Yeah.
Like almost like maybe it's only you who's not been defiled at some point. I have experienced sexual harassment. Have you?
I have.
So many women end up experiencing sexual harassment, and it is so saddening that this day we've learned that. Not actually this day, we've learned that so many times. We've come to know that very close family members can end up being the pain, on your bum.
If now you're saying close family members, now we've seen stories of children being harassed, being in danger from, is it from or?
Yeah,
the parents being the danger to the children.
Yeah.
So if the parents are the danger to the children now.
So there's this story of this Kisii man who has 4 daughters, and he has been defiling these daughters for the last 7 years since the death of their mother. And these daughters didn't know that they were all being defiled by the father, because he was threatening each of them, so they had to keep quiet. And no one was communicating with the other that dad does this to me until yesterday. Now the news, it came to light, and now it's being known. This guy is called Samwel Maranga from Kisii County. What do you think of that?
No, it's so sad. They how many daughters?
4 daughters.
4 daughters. So he's like, he's raping each of them and blackmailing them. Don't say.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
7 years.
For 7 good years.
Oh my God.
Like the mother died, and the dad got wives. 4 wives.
His daughters.
His own daughters. It's come to a point where you just can't, like literally this world right now, you can't even trust your own father. The one person who should be there to protect you, to guide you,
the person you're looking up to.
The one person you should be looking up to is the same person who is going to cause you trauma for the rest of your life.
I know.
Because 7 years is not a short time.
Yeah.
How will this woman even experience sexual pleasure, knowing that? Because if the dad was doing that, he was not doing that in any loving way. Even if it's loving or not, that is just, he's messed up the life of these girls forever.
And it's their dad, the person they were supposed like to see them as their mentor, like their protector, but he's the one doing that.
Yeah.
We hear people having dad issues, but I don't know what these ladies are going to have. Honestly,
just don't understand.
I just hope that they're going to heal.
And they're primary school kids. Actually, they're primary school kids. So you can imagine for how young they were. If it's 7 years and they're still in primary, how young were they? Like, they're still in primary. It's been 7 years. How young were they when the dad started defiling them?
Oh God.
Yeah. So it's so saddening, and you wonder, what role do family members play? These kids had sisters, no, not sisters, sorry. These kids had relatives. They had an aunt, probably a grandma, or someone close. What role do these people play in such people's lives?
But sometimes, if they were being threatened, then they could not say.
You know, it's 7 years. If it's a young girl, Sharon,
Mm.
who is being defiled,
Mm-hmm.
it will be obvious. You will notice something is different for a young girl.
But you know,
Unless you defile
also,
them and you keep them in the house.
yeah,
Yes.
we've also seen these ideas of when a parent dies, for their sake is the mom, and the relatives are like, we are going to support you.
Yeah, then they
But after the
neglect
funeral, they just
everyone,
neglect them,
yes.
so wanashughulika tu na vitu zao.
Yeah.
So maybe they saw that, but they were like, hawa wanatusumbua. Like, yeah, it's
So
the
it is
sad reality. Yeah.
that everyone for themselves.
Yeah.
Literally, you can't even count on your own parent. It's become everyone for themselves nowadays.
Yeah.
And what role does the church play? You know, the church right now, like, that is one body that should be there in such instances. There are Sunday school teachers, there are pastors, there are people who should be close to such a family, because most likely this mama, before she passed away, most likely she was a church going woman.
Yeah.
And if she was, then she should, like, there should be a community of women in the church who should have looked after these girls. Where are they in such instances? I feel like pastors' roles in such instances are to assign ladies in the church, women in the church. This parent is gone, there are girls there, look after them, follow after them, like what is going on in their life and such things. But churches have turned to be circuses. Have you seen this video
Which one?
where this pastor in church, in front of the congregation,
Yeah.
and he heals a guy who had, what is it called, this kusimamisha your thing, what is it called? What is it called? The julus.
Is it erectile dysfunction?
Yes.
Oh, so there's the opposite. There's where it doesn't simama, and there's the one that
Simama's extra. I
apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So this guy had some erectile it's erectile.
Yeah. You may probably tell us in the comment section.
So he had some dysfunction with his thing. It could not, stand. And in front of the church, apparently this pastor heals this person's. So this guy is literally having his thing very long and standing in church and praising God in front of the whole church.
And there are children there.
And there are children there. Let's say this Samwel Maranga, if he was in that church, see, he will be bossing himself and telling his kids, you see, it's not even a wrong thing. If that man, a whole pastor, can make that man's thing be visible in the whole church, then what's wrong with me defiling you in the first place? It can easily be justified by this Samwel Maranga or any other parent, father, who is defiling their kid.
But see, it's a body part.
It's a body, it's a private. Biology yako kuambia ni private.
These are my private. Okay, sawa.
They are your private parts. That is a private part. If at all it's a miracle, then please heal the person in your office, then let him come and say the testimony in front of the church. You cannot do such a thing in front of the whole church. There are older people and younger people. Not everyone is comfortable with that. Personally, I cannot be comfortable with someone's dick just erecting in front of everyone else. It's not right. So churches have ended up, instead of playing vital roles in protecting families and children and people like the kids of Samwel Maranga,
they're now entertaining everyone.
They're doing sarcasm in church. It's actually, they're converting church into a circus.
Or business, entertainment, all that.
Yeah.
They're in that now sector.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Which is very sad. I was actually thinking about this story of Pastor Mackenzie. He sold his church, saying that God had he got a call from Jesus that that was his time for running the church was up. He should go and do farming. And you wonder, he was going to do farming and he still could make people starve to death. What food was he farming? For who?
You know, his brother said yesterday that he stopped preaching in 2019. So maybe the farming he has been doing is farming people.
Ugh.
Mm.
Churches,
And you know,
crazy.
when he was arrested, I remember him saying, sijui, hii mambo munafuatilia itawaramba. I don't know what that means, but he was saying that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Some hey, aya sawa. We Pastor Mackenzie, all right. So guys, what do you think of such instances where a father even ends up defiling their own kids? I know we've heard of so many cases, and it's just saddening that they're continuing to heighten by the day. How do you think such kids can get rid or avoid instances where the parent is the victimizer in their situations? So thank you so much for staying with us to the end of this episode. Love you. Bye.